Hey everyone, welcome back to The Reluctant Chef. Today we're going to break down our sourdough bread. So you're going to start with our digital scale. When you turn it on, there's a button that can change from units to ounces, grams, or pounds. And you're going to clear it out and you're going to put your bowl on it. We're going to put it to grams and we're going to hit the tare button. That will zero out the weight of your bowl so that anything you put into it after this is just the grams of your ingredients. So the first thing we're going to be doing is we're going to be using flour. There are lots of different ways that you can sift your flour or lighten your flour. I shake my flour container up to add some air to it. We also have a really great sieve that is used when we make our almond milk, and you can use that as well. You just want to make sure that your flour is not compacted, and you want to use, when you're making your starter, you're going to use unbleached bread flour, like King Arthur or something. But you can use regular flour, bread flour, when you're actually making the loaf. It's totally up to you, and you can mix it from white to whole grains, a little bit of rye, whatever you want to add to it. So I'm going to be able to weigh it, and then I'm going to give you a good guesstimate on how many cups it's going to be, because as I said, we're going by how many grams. So we're going to do 1,000 grams. So that's 4 cups. 4 cups is about 600 grams at this point. 765 for 5, so it's going to be very close to 6. Yeah, we're at 927, so maybe 6.5 cups. Let's see. It might actually be 7 cups. Yeah, so it's going to be close to 7 cups of flour for doing 2 loaves of sourdough. Let me just take a little out so I'm accurate on my scale. And there we go. So we have our flour. Now the next thing we're going to do, it's the same idea. We're going to take a liquid and you're going to stick it on the scale, and you're going to zero this out by hitting the tare button so that we know that only the liquid that we're getting in here. Now typically sourdough, you want it to be like an 80% hydration, but that's very sticky, so you might go down to like a 70 or a 75% hydration. So we're going to go to 750 grams of water. So let's see what we have when we get to the 2 cup mark. 2 cup mark is 444. So let me grab my other one. And we're just going to go ahead and add that. So I'm guessing I should have done it the reverse. Hold on, let me pour this in here. Let me tear this out so that we can put it in the bigger one. All right, so we got to tear it out. So 2 cups is 450, and we're going to go to 750. You don't want to go too much, especially if you've never done sourdough, because it's really sticky and it's hard to work with. So you want to stick to like 70 or 75%. So that's where we are for our water, and your water needs to be purified water, not purified, but like spring water, something that is unchlorinated, and you want to have it at room temperature. And then the last thing you need is salt and starter, and you're going to need 150 grams of your starter. And I'm actually going to, I need to feed my starter today before I actually work with it, but I'm going to pour some out just so that you guys can get an idea of measurement. So my starter will need to be, it'll be fermented by late tonight. I'm going to feed it, and then it'll be back to its regular bubbly potency. So let's see, 150, there we go. And 150 is about a half a cup. So then for salt, it's 20 grams of salt. So let's do that for you guys so that you know where we're at. For that, we're going to measure that out and stick our salt. Hold on. You can use, I like kosher salt personally. Kosher salt, you can use Himalayan pink salt. I have a mixture of both here, and we want 20 grams of salt. So we're going to go ahead and put that in until we hit the 20 gram mark. And then I'm going to be ready to make my dough this evening right before dinner, as long as my sourdough is at its peak. So you want to be feeding your sourdough, and if you don't have a starter, you can always go to a bakery. They'll usually give you a little bit of a starter, or if you live close to me, I'll give you some. But start is really simple. You start with a cup of flour and a cup of water and you stir it. The next morning, you feed it again, a cup of water, a cup of flour, stir it. On the third day, you pour off half of your starter and then you feed it. And you do that for 10 days. And what happens is it'll start taking the yeast from the air and it'll bubble up and it will produce the air pockets and the fermentation that you need to get those nice crunchy, bubbly air in your loaves. So I will show you what we have when we're all done this. Thanks for watching The Reluctant Chef. I hope that this helps demystify what you need to do, especially when you see grams, and most of us here in the United States are using cups. Thanks again for watching The Reluctant Chef. Have a great day.